Hey guys, how's it going? It's 8-Bit Eric. We're going to unbox and take a look at both of these Big 6 controllers from Retro-Bit. One is for SEGA Genesis and SEGA CD only, and one is actually compatible with not just the Genesis, but with the PC, Mac, Switch, and other USB-enabled devices because it has a little dongle. These are replicas of the original SEGA Genesis controller, the Big 6. It is officially licensed, so I'm looking forward to checking these out. And yeah, without any further ado, let's open these. Special thanks to Retro-Bit for sending these to the channel. Fucking stoked. Thank you so much. So this is the Big 6 controller pad for SEGA Genesis and SEGA CD. And we're going to open it. This came from Retro-Bit. And yeah, SEGA Genesis was one of those consoles that I grew up playing and experienced a lot of memories of. Sonic the Hedgehog, Columns, Altered Beast, Moonwalker, you name it. Lots of classics. It is officially licensed. It's a officially original grade quality. It has a great D-pad. It has 6-button design on it. This is basically a SEGA Genesis controller like you would get back in the 90s, but made by Retro-Bit with high-quality updates. You can check it out. Look at this. We got the 6 buttons just right there. We got the classic D-pad. We have the SEGA Genesis logo. And this plugs directly into your SEGA Genesis device. Awesome. So this says, official licensed, original grade quality, 6-button arcade pad laid out. Retains a familiar grip and sleek design. And it's compatible with your Genesis and Mega Drive consoles. Features a 10-foot cable, and it's just simply plug and play. So yeah, I love the way the buttons feel. This feels really accurate, good weight, doesn't feel cheap at all. So awesome. All right, so we're going to unbox the Big 6 wireless arcade pad, officially licensed by Retro-Bit. This is officially licensed by Sega. It features the old school SEGA Genesis design. Look at that. You put the USB receivers into your device. This is compatible with the Nintendo Switch, your PC, and Mac, as well as your SEGA Genesis. So this has the old school sleek design of the original controller. You can see 6-button layout, classic D-pad, has the official SEGA Genesis logo. Feels nice, feels very solid and built, doesn't feel cheaply made. Look at that. And then down here we have a home and select button. And we have a plug just in case you want to charge and wired it up. And we have left and right button. So yeah, a nice improvement, modern improvement of the original. All right, so I like the design. This is the adapter, I believe. We have two little dongles actually. And then it looks underneath, we got ourselves a USB cable. So this one is for the original port. So this goes to your original SEGA Genesis. You plug this one into your original console port. This one is for USB devices. So we're going to test this out. And we're going to try this darn thing and see how it works. Because I'm excited. We're going to go ahead and plug this bad boy in. And we're going to test it out on some SEGA Genesis games. Sounds exciting, right? It's been a while since we did retro, and 8BE will be doing retro. Alright guys, so we have it plugged in via USB to my Retro Freak, which is actually a retro gaming console. We're going to talk about this. We're going to play this. This is awesome. So I got it mapped out, and it's working beautifully. I had to have it detected as a other USB device. And I had to button map it, but it is working like a charm. It is wirelessly, so, you know, what better game to try it out with Sonic the Hedgehog? And I gotta tell you guys, honestly, it's working perfectly. Buttons are very responsive. They feel good. The controller feels comfortable in the hands. And I gotta tell you guys, I've seen some people cry about the D-pad on previous Retro-Bit controls. There was a guy that I saw. He was telling people not to check this controller out before this controller even came out. And I was like, how are you going to tell people not to check out something that's not out yet, that you haven't personally, you know what I mean, play it yourself. Like me sitting here, feeling this D-pad, like on the spot, like as I'm playing, I can tell you guys right now, this D-pad is fucking nice. It doesn't feel cheap at all. In fact, I would say it feels a little bit better than the OG D-pad for the SEGA Genesis. It's responsive. It doesn't feel like there's any kind of lag. It's working with me. It doesn't feel cheap when I push it in. Has a perfect amount of, I guess, spring to it, like the squishiness inside, because you know how they always have like a weird little pad, but it feels fucking great. Like, look at that. It's responsive and everything with Sonic the Hedgehog. So what more could you want with a D-pad for a game control? So this definitely feels like it is a premium controller, and I'm actually liking this. Oop, oop, oh, there we go. We ran into that. I haven't played Sonic the Hedgehog in a while, guys. I grew up playing this shit. It's my jam. This ain't my particularly favorite stage, but we got through it. So yeah, everything worked just fine, a-okay, and it was wireless and the buttons were responsive. I mapped it pretty easy. All I literally did with the Retro Freak was just plug in the USB receiver, map the buttons, and just went right ahead. Jumped in, no issues at all. Now, I will say with the wired version of this controller, it did not work with the Retro Freak. The Retro Freak has this adapter that you could plug in your original controllers at. It didn't detect it, so I'm guessing that this is strictly just for the OG SEGA Genesis Mega Drive console. I don't think it would work with anything else but that. So take that into consideration. But I did try it out in my original hardware, my original SEGA Genesis console. Worked like a charm, and it was literally just plug it in like a normal controller, and it worked. You know, this day and age, when you get a lot of third-party controllers and stuff, it's nice to have something that is officially licensed with a good D-pad. I'm going to emphasize, don't let anybody tell you that the D-pad on this controller is bad. I'm telling you right now, straight up, this D-pad is great. It worked wonderfully on both controllers. It felt solid. It felt the same, if not a little bit better than the OG. And these are really good replacement controllers for your originals if you needed something brand new. It's something that's officially brand new that you can actually call customer support on, because they did leave a thing here saying if you needed anything, please contact them via email. So, you know, it's nice to have a new product that is currently supported with a customer service line. So I definitely recommend these. I think these are great. Thanks for watching, guys.